Okay, done with that. Done with this. Trash, recycling. Here I am again. Another month has passed and now it's November. So what does that mean? You got me. No idea. Does this have red ink in it, or is this, I think this is vinegar or oil. Is it red ink? Maybe it is red ink. Let's find out. Come on, screw in there. For God's sake. Is this red ink? Let's find out. No, it's that color ink. Or I think it's actually vinegar. 35-year-old vinegar. I used two empty bottles of Waterman ink for oil and vinegar in my kitchen as sort of something to do. And why not? Why not do that for something to do? And now let's try to clean my table. It doesn't smell very vinegary. I'll say that. I wore this mask yesterday at Target with my neighbors. We got together and put these hats on, these masks over our faces, and the management, of course, looked at us sideways, but there were only two of us there, but we both had those on and we were doing shopping, and it was really quite fun to have people appreciate all my hard work that I go through to make people smile. And one person in front of us in the checkout line turned around and saw us, and he smiled, and I said, "Would you like to wear one?" And he said, "Sure." And he got out his camera and was taking a selfie. "I'll show my girlfriend," he said, taking out a selfie, taking out his camera. But he aimed it so it included Ellen and me in it as well. And I said, "Well, you're not taking a selfie, you're taking a wee-wee." The plural of selfie is a wee-wee. If the photographer is in the picture, if their photographer is taking a picture of another person, it's a he or a she, and if it's a group of people, it's a they or a him, depending on, I guess, your use of your relationship with the person that you're taking a picture of. It's dependent. So it's a wee, a selfie, a mimi, a he, a she, a they, a them. I was taking a them of them. I was about to try to put this cap on the cap of the pen. It doesn't work that way. Now what's wrong with this pen? I'd like to know. The nib is all bent. Come on, nib. It wasn't bent before. Let's see if I can get it out. I don't get it. These sacks, they're supposed to work. They're not supposed to get gummy. I don't understand. Pensac Company. Get with the frickin' program. See if I can take this nib out and put it in a different pen. So, Ms. Marilyn, what are you doing today? I got this pen from Cedar Billard for free. He thought it was a pen that only I could love. Has the wrong cap, but it works perfectly well. It's one of these stately Taper-Rite screw cap pens. Trying to figure out pens like this and the one that I was just showing you are pens that, you know, if in the course of life they are lost or broken, I'm not going to get upset too much. This one has the wrong cap, but is otherwise lovely. The cap is supposed to be a screw cap, but I don't have one of those, so I just have a slip cap on that one. What's wrong with this one? Nothing. I should put this back in my collection. Do I have ink in it? I do have ink in it. I'll just carry it around and use up the ink. How about that? This one I can put back. Oh, you're taking down all the Halloween decorations and putting up what, the Thanksgiving ones? Is that what kind of day it is for you, Ms. Marilyn? That kind of day? What's wrong with this one? Busy time. So these are decorations in your house or your apartment? Is this in the shared house or your personal room? Just outside your room in the mansion. So the people that live in your mansion, are they good, nice people? Fun, clever, creative types? No, we said that without any, what's ambivalence, not ambivalence. You know what I mean. I said that with the surety. 51. What's the Jack and Jill style? I don't know what, never heard that term. What do you mean by that? Oh, I see. But they do it. They do it. Does a Jack share with a Jack and a Jill share with a Jill, or do they have mixed bathrooms? Well, it's nice having a washstand in case you need that midnight glass of water. You don't have to wait for the person who's sharing the bathroom to finish their toilette, right? I think it's more like a Goro. I think it's more like a dormitory sort of thing. Is it not? Okay, is this ready to come out yet? Here it comes. Does this nib, when it's all by itself, is it straight? No, it is not straight. It's a little bit of tweaking. I think that works. Yes. Fixed it, I think. It's a really lovely nib. But now I have to put a sack back in it because I took the sack out. I did have a relatively good Halloween. I went to Target with wearing a Target mask with one of my neighbors. That was fun. And I went to a party last night at my neighbor's, and that was fun. And I came back here to put on a different hat about every 3 minutes. I said, well, what should I come back as? How about a high priestess? And this woman said, sure, yeah, come on back as a high priestess. And I put on a white fez with a red tassel, and in big sequins, it said, Boston Past High Priestess. I showed up last year. One of my costume changes was a gynecologist. So I had one of those hats with a mirror on it that they wear, and a speculum, which of course I have one of which of course I have one. I don't know exactly how I got into them. It was the fraternal Masonic and fraternal organizations, those secret organizations that sort of fascinate me with their mumbo jumbo and their secret handshakes and all that kind of stuff. And so the Shriner fezzes have lots of different kinds of exotic names for each of their chapters. And then with the pyramid and the Sphinx head and the saber, it's all kind of fun. So who wants to join me live today? I like this pen. This Parker Special. This is the Jackie Gleason is, what was his name in that TV show? The Honeymooners. What was his character called? And then you flip it over, and then you've got Art Carney. You've got Norton. This is Norton. Kind of skinny and quiet compared to Jackie. So, Ms. Marilyn, what was it? Do I have to look this up? It wasn't Fred. To the moon, Alice, he'd say to his wife. And then she'd turn around and say something like Fred. But it wasn't that. Just look it up. Look it up. Honeymooners cast. Ralph Kramden. Ralph. Thank you, Ms. Marilyn. So this is Ralph. To the moon. And this is Art Carney as Norton. Gee, Ralph, what do you want to do, Ralph? Get out of here. Okay, Ralph. Whatever you say, Ralph. See? The two nibs in one. That's the fun about that pen. You've never seen that show? You know, sometime, Ms. Marilyn, you and I are going to sit on the couch together and we're going to watch some TV. You need to be educated into. Now, I know you're younger than I am, and even when that show was on, I don't think I was old enough to understand it or really to watch it because it wasn't a cartoon. But it is one of those later, I saw it only in reruns, and I didn't really like it, but it was a very classic, well thought of at the time TV show. I Love Lucy, it's the same time era, and you've seen those. So anyway, this is Ralph to the moon. This is Norton. Okay, Ralph. I don't have a pen that writes in Alice or Trixie's voice, though. Alice had sort of a flat delivery, very sarcastic. I don't think she said anything that wasn't sarcastic. Trixie, on the other hand, was more versatile in how she said things. I haven't watched TV in ever. I mean, I see it when I'm at the cabin or at my brother's house, but I haven't. I don't watch current TV shows. I watch all sorts of stuff on YouTube. Well, I don't own one. I did, but I haven't. I threw it away long ago. I do a lot of. I listen to a lot of radio shows from the BBC mainly, but they also had, when I was in college, they had the CBS Mystery Theater, and that was fun to listen to. I guess I was in high school then. The CBS Mystery Theater with your host Edwin Marshall. I didn't watch that when it was first on in the United States because that's when I didn't have a TV. But I do occasionally see it now, and it's funny. Poor Mrs. Bucket. Bouquet. Pert Kelton. What did she play? Thelma Trixie Norton. Well, there were 3 people that played Alice. I didn't know that. So I had a would-be client. I think she was, in fact, a 100% scammer. Asked me to do a drawing of her pet and then a drawing of her. And she sent me a picture of her that was almost entirely cleavage. So I think, the thought was in this poor person's brain that I would get turned on and want to share my bank account with her, and under some sort of idea that we would be in love for the rest of our lives. But she was barking up the wrong tree, was that dame. Damn dogs. Anyway, shall I show you her picture? You want to see her cleavage? Come on, Vivian. There you're Vivian Thomas. Yep. Zoom in right there. Yep. There's her dog. And anyway, I said, the price will be this much. Here's my PayPal. Oh, I don't use PayPal. I said, then send me a certified check from your bank. And she wanted to teach me how she'll take a picture of a check and then she'll teach me how to put it into my account or something. I said, no. So there was this one person, again, another scammer. I really like the work I saw on your website. And I said, well, which one? And she showed me which one. And it was a digital one that I could print out. I said, it's a digital one and I can print it out for you and it'll be $25 or something. She said, oh, great. Well, I'll send you a check. So I got a check in the mail from her bank, her certified check from her bank. And it was for $2,600. And I said to her, emailed back to her, I said, oh, the check arrived, but it was made out for $2,600, not $20. Oh, my husband is so stupid. This is what you do. You send us back the difference in U.S. Postal Code check. So I'm supposed to put on my shoes, go to the post office, use cash to get change for her $2,600. And anyway, I called the bank that this thing was made out to, knowing, of course, it was a scam. And I told them, and they said, yes, it is a scam. And I said, well, don't you want to know more about it? Because they're using your bank for their scam. No, there's nothing we can do. It doesn't make any difference. Goodbye. No, of course it doesn't make sense. No, I don't need to. I mean, she hasn't, this particular person. I just said, why don't you do this? Find someone in your town to do the drawing of your dog. I'm sure you can find a talented artist to do that. They're not going to be as talented as I am, but Anyway, that's beside the point. You can pay them cash. Fixius Maximus. Okay, why is this doing that? Does this sac not work either? Anyway, I'm not doing anything of any importance here, so I think I'm going to go sit on my couch and do nothing of importance over there. I could take you over to my couch and do nothing of importance over there. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, the heraldry is a fascinating topic. I put my books away, but just the way they describe it, and the designs of it are great as well. The designs used in it are great. And anyway, I'll say goodbye to all of you now. So goodbye, all of you. See ya.